Since there's some confusion about bounty quests, let's explain negative zone and bounty missions. So in the in-game mail, which we all should have read, but most of us don't, it explains everything here. So the most important notes here are that you'll need an antimatter crystal to initiate the event. The events can be initiated every 8 hours. And in order to get the bonus, you need 10 members to do at least one path each. For the daily login, there's an antimatter calendar. So for instance, on day 3, you'll get one antimatter. Day 4, 1, day 5, 1, day 6, 2, day 7, 2. So it will be important to log in every day. You'll also notice in the store there's a beacon. So with this beacon, you're going to spend a little bit of antimatter, and throughout the year or potentially the month, they're going to give you 3 opportunities, I do believe, more to purchase a beacon. And at the end of the year, then we'll have the availability to Special Fantastic Four avatars, which are what we're looking at here, the pictures, if people don't know what avatars are. So it is okay to use a bit of your antimatter on that. So when it comes to the antimatter crystal, it's available in the crystal sections. And it's going to cost you 2 of those antimatter balls. The key here is do not, and I repeat, do not use your antimatter crystal until a bounty event has ended or a bounty event is not initiated. Because these are what initiates bounty events. If you use it during, you just waste it. You will notice in chat, if you like to sit in global and gossip like I do sometimes, that we do have a bounty mission initiated already. There's 6 hours and 20 minutes left of the 8-hour time limit. And the bounty mission is on the left-hand side called Special Quest, The Negative Zone. So if you have your timing right with your alliance and communication is on, you can get 3 of these in a 24-hour period. It's going to be really, really tight, but it is possible. Inevitably, we'll all lose at least one of the bounty events just because the way that the clock works. 8 hours into 3 is 24, and it's highly unlikely, but possible, that as soon as the bounty mission ends, you initiate a new one immediately. So when we look at the bounty mission, it clearly says right here, clearly as day, complete each difficulty once to maximize your rewards. So this means you do not need to finish every map and every path on each map. So for instance, in beginner, I'll just pick a random team. And eventually after it loads, you're going to notice I did one single path. And then I got my rewards. There's no need to go back. This is the thing. You have a choice to pick between one of any of the paths. So currently I have already finished beginner, normal, heroic, and master. So I have epic left. Whatever, I'll stick with this team. I mean, I should have enough lives. So on the epic map, wow, some of those PIs are high. You're going to look at the champions. You're going to select which path you want. Read all of the nodes. This is very important. These nodes haven't changed in the first 3 bounty missions I've done. Okay, that is not great. I always avoid Ultron just because all you need is one evade from him or that poison and it is lights out. So the problem with this is if he's regenning, which he does regen a lot, all of his attacks are unblockable. It's completely doable. But if you have a heal blocker, you fire a vision through here, you'll wreck him pretty easy. Or if you can always push him to a special, then you just evade his special and you go nuts on him. However, I think the one I do is Scarlet Witch. So we're going to go into this fight and hopefully win quickly. But again, we're not watching this video to judge my fighting style or me to swear at all of the lag and curse. Or complain about load times, because I've done that in too many videos. Just want to wrap this fight up. Oh, she hit me with that poison, eh? Yikes. I just noticed that. And in comes the lag. I mean, I could always select better champs, but I really don't care right now. So that's our first try. No big deal. Like I said, we're not here to judge my fights. Actually, I didn't even have to show the fights in here. I could have just edited it out, but whatever. We might as well show a bit of the struggles. Just because he's not useful against Human Torch. Or he's less useful anyways. So hopefully we wrap this up pretty quick. Banging out my judgments. She hit me with that poison. See if I can outpace her poison. There you go, nice little Ghost Rider health recovery. The guy's a friggin' beast, doing everything. Questing, AQ, sometimes AW. Plus that Blade Trinity bonus. Plus he's just one of the most friggin' awesome comic characters around, and equally as good in-game, so I respect that. Unlike people like Hulk, who not that great in the game, or Joe Fixit, probably my favorite comic character of all time, but just a shit show in this game. So we'll move on to Sir Johnny Storm. If any of you watch the Fantastic Four movies, you'll remember that Chris Evans, who plays Captain America in the MCU, was Johnny Storm for the 2004 version of Fantastic Four and its follow-up, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Johnny's going to hit me with a lot of Incinerate, I'm quite sure, which is why I probably should use Daredevil, but his damage is just garbage. So hopefully Gwenpool can get at least a little bit of ability accuracy reduction. And she can tank an SP. duped, she can tank a one-hit special. Ideally, I hit him with a good enervate and keep him bleeding, and then it's lights out. Oh boy, I'm lagging. Must keep those bleeds. Uh-oh. Hopefully this bangs him out. Nope, not quite. Wouldn't have hit that SP2, the last one, if I wasn't incinerated, but Gwenpool is superb at power control. So that was a really good start to the fight. I think I'll wrap him up with Daredevil. He has a 550 with a SIG 99, so he will avoid 100% of projectiles. If I don't get incinerated, I'll try to show that off right now. Although I don't know if I can push into an SP1. Maybe. Daredevil's damage sucks. Hit into his block, see what I can do. Uh-oh. Well, that was me trying to show off. Okay, never mind. Let's not do that again. But trust me, Daredevil can evade all of the projectiles off the SP1. And yes, this video is much longer than I was anticipating, but for full explanations, I guess that happens. And sorry for being so monotone and boring. Let's wrap this epic up. And of course, that's right in Elektra's wheelhouse. That's assassin range. Not only is that in my masteries, but that's built into her character. So everything's going to be a crit under 18%. And then we're going to enjoy our rewards. So for Epic, that's 75 Tier 5 Basic, 200 5-star Hero Shards, and 15 6-star Hero Shards. So it's small portions, but everything adds up. So what happens at the end of the time when the bounty missions expire, if 10 members have done one path each, then the Alliance is rewarded with 50 5-star Hero Shards. If you're able to do all 3 bounty missions in a 24-hour period over 15 days, that's 2,250 5-star Hero Shards. So if you are just a beginner player and you can only do the beginner, you'll get 2,250 5-star Hero Shards. For the rest of us who can do the more advanced stuff, then you'll just have to look over the prize pool for each difficulty, and it adds up pretty quick. So, in summary, the important things: purchase Antimatter Crystal. Use Antimatter Crystal when bounty missions are not currently on. Do at least one path of any difficulty. Have 10 members of the Alliance do at least one path of any difficulty. And above all, communicate with your Alliance and read nodes.